guys, what's going on? It's me, your girl D with 8th house energy. I'm here to get you your Mercury retrograde reading. Alright, so let's see what we got from my Aquarius masses. Guys, if you didn't see the video that I put out, it's entitled Mercury Retrograde Reading, Mercury Retrograde, February, March 2020. Please take a look at that. And then that'll give you a better understanding as to why I'm doing these videos. I usually don't do videos for Mercury Retrograde. I do like a general collective one, and then that'll be it. But these energies are going to be really heavy. Okay, so check out that video, and you'll know what's going on here. So what we're going to do, excuse me, we're going to look at what you can do to, in reference to love, how you should move forward in love in reference to this Mercury retrograde energy, how you should move forward in reference to being prosperous, prosperity, and then how you should move in reference to protecting yourself during these retrograde energies, okay? Because it's all about illusion here. Things may look good, but then they're really not gonna. And it's really heavy and prevalent during this Pisces Mercury retrograde. So the card that we have here, it says peace. Okay, peace. And we have the number 23. Now, if we add 2 and 3, 5, fives are all about conflict. So maybe this is about you avoiding conflict. Maybe you coming out of conflict. Okay. So we're going to take a look and see. So with this card here, hold on a minute. Number 23. And also the number 5 major arcana is the Hierophant. Okay? So the Hierophant, it represents a religious belief or spiritual belief, and it could also relate to peace. So that's a beautiful thing. So let's see what we got going on here with the Peace card. So in reference, so overall energy with the Peace card, this card is all about freedom from attachment. Okay, not being attached to anything, Aquarius. And you guys are usually like that. You're one sign because you're air. You don't get too attached. You're the type of sign. It's like live and let live. You guys are synonymous with that energy, which is a beautiful thing because you guys are all about the social group, the collective. The organized group. So you're all about people. You're all about the betterment of the people and what is good for everybody. You guys remind me of the, I like to call you my Eastern, you guys have, to me, your energy is that of Eastern beliefs. Eastern beliefs are all about we, the collective as a whole. Okay, now I'm not saying we don't have any selfish Aquariuses out here, but we do, okay? But the energy of Aquarius as a whole and the energy of the 11th house as a whole is all about live and let live. It's also about fighting for the rights of people as well. So this is all about freedom from attachment. This Aquariuses are known, a lot of them are known to have multiple friends from multiple lives. Multiple backgrounds. There are a lot of Aquariuses who are very open as far as their relationships are concerned. A lot of them are comfortable with the live and let live mentality. They're not, and there's also about acceptance, radical acceptance, okay, with this card. Now, in reference to it's like you've come to the conclusion about something here. You guys have accepted something, is what I'm getting here with this peace card. So, and now you're at peace. All right. So in reference to relationships here, when two people are in a true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. So there is two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who's who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. So this is for some of you in reference to the relationship. Now, for a group of you in reference to peace pertaining to your relationship life, in the past, there was some balance there. You were happy, but there could have been some issues that came about with a particular person where it just caused a lot of drama and stress, a lot of fighting, A lot of who's who. Perhaps, you were the type of person, maybe you didn't want to be in a serious relationship with this person, so you decided to let go. But with the Five of Wands here in reverse, this is telling me now you are at peace. You have let go of situations that are not balanced for you, that are not, as far as relationships and connections, that are not balanced, those that bring a lot of stress and a lot of drama. For another group of you in reference to relationships, it's like you found out that maybe you were looking at things from a different perspective, a perspective that might have been not in your best interest. Okay? And once you realize that, these Mercury retrograde energies may make you realize that maybe you were looking at things from a self-defeating way. Okay? And so you're maybe feeling that as a result of you feeling stuck. Okay? So for some of you, if you let go of these thoughts, if you let go of these self-defeating thoughts and ideas, you won't be stuck anymore and you'll be at peace. For others of you in reference to love, it's like you have a new outlook. In the past, you had a new outlook on things, but you had a new outlook. You were to the point where you were looking in a new direction. Okay, you were maybe looking for someone new or something new. Something major occurred, a major change or a major shakeup occurred. Okay, and it could have been within you internally, where you're like, you know what, I really don't need to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I'd rather just be by myself. And so as a result, you are experiencing the peace. Okay. So as a result, some of you with these Mercury retrograde energies, you're looking back on some of the relationships that you were in, realizing that, this is something that wasn't good for me. You could have people reaching out to you, wanting to connect with you again. And a lot of you are going to overwhelmingly, from what I'm seeing, a lot of you are just going to let things go. For some of you, you still might be a little stuck in reference to, maybe you're in shock that this person may have deceived you or took advantage of you and you don't want to accept it. And so you're just stuck with that because you can't process it. In order for you to get past this, you're going to need to let this go. So you're going to need to take a look at what's going on. Look at use the energies that are here with Mercury retrograde. And this is the graveyard here. So this is where things come to die. With the 12th house where Pisces is. Okay, and this is where Mercury retrograde is. So at this point, you're going to have to decide if you're going to let this go and why are you still holding on to it? Okay, are you holding on to it because maybe you just don't know how to process it and there's some things that you just have to let go? You can't intellectualize it when it comes to relationships, because relationships in reality, you can't intellectualize the emotion behind it a lot of times. And so that might be hard for you as an air sign. So for some of you, you may want to just stop trying to intellectualize it. Understand that there's some things that you can't put into words. And this is what this is all about with Pisces, the 12th house. There are some things that are hidden and unseen that you are just not going to be able to comprehend. And you have to trust your gut and use your intuition in these situations. And once you let that go, Aquarius, you will be at peace. Okay? So that's the situation I have here for the love scenarios. Now, in reference to prosperity and being prosperous, and in reference to peace, this is one of those times when you're capable of clear visions about your work and how you create your prosperity. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're called by a presence to step into your power. So just being enough for you are in peaceful harmony with spirit, and it shows through your work. Okay? So, in reference to prosperity and peace being the focal point here, so right now, in reference to prosperity, whatever it is that you're working on, this card is recommending that this is where you should be. Okay, as far as what you're doing. Keep doing what it is that you're doing to create prosperity in your life. Don't change a thing. Okay? Don't start anything new right now. Don't switch up, especially under these energies. If you're thinking about switching up, then think about the plan. Put it in place. Use these energies between now and the end of March to put a plan in place. In the event that April comes and you decide that you do definitely want to change, at least you'll have a plan in place and you'll hit the ground running. This is what Mercury retrograde is all about. It's all about stopping, reflecting, and putting a plan in place, or stopping, reflecting, bringing closure to a situation that you haven't processed. But it's all about stopping and reflecting. For a lot of people, it's about rest. A lot of people need a lot of sleep right now, especially with Mercury retrograde in the 12th house. People need to keep up with their sleep. Is very important. So some of you may need to just make sure that you're getting ample sleep so that you have a clear head moving forward. But in reference to your prosperity, we have the two of oops. Okay, I thought it was gonna be louder than that. Okay, some outside interference. So we have the two of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, you're trying to, a lot of you, you're balancing money, you're paying your bills, you're looking at taking some investments you have and making more out of that. You're trying to figure it out. But a lot of you are stepping away from things that you don't love, the way that you make money. Okay. Especially with all these planets that are in the 10th house right now, you're in a state of mind where you're looking at, okay, what is it that I really want to do? What is going to be comfortable for me? What's going to be best for me? And I'm talking to a lot of you who you may be wanting to go into the fields of nursing, the medical field. You may want to go into counseling, drug and alcohol counseling. Some of you may want to go into criminal justice in reference to working in jails and juvenile facilities. Okay, some of you may be in those environments career-wise, and you're looking to come out of them. Some of you get great peace working in these environments, especially as Aquarius, because you're all about the social, you're all about the group environment. And these places are places that help people, and that's what Aquarius energy is all about with the 11th house. All right, so a lot of you, may be making money in those particular occupations. For others of you, we have the King of Cups here and the King of Wands. So some of you, as far as your job is concerned, you're extremely happy. You're very, you're right at home where you are. This is especially to people who are in the fields that I described, which are nursing fields, as well as the counseling fields. Okay, you guys really love what you do, and you're at peace with what you're doing as far as your work. There may be a lot of you who are looking to get into these professions because you feel that this will bring you peace. This is the good time to change professions if that's what you want to do, because we have a lot of planets in the 10th house, which is the house of your career aspirations, your professional achievements, and how you see yourself. So with those energies there and this energy here, if you're looking to change fields, this will be a great time for you, especially those who want to go into nursing or any type of medical where you're helping people. Also counseling, drug and alcohol counseling. Also those who are interested in going into criminal justice, especially those who are in the facilities, working in the actual facilities, the jails, the penitentiaries, the juvenile detention centers, the shock programs, things like that. Now, for another group of you, as far as career is concerned, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you, you're taking your time in reference to how you move about. Some of you are at a pace where you're in no rush to make money because you're financially comfortable. Some of you are at retirement age, and you're starting to slow down as far as the energy and the effort that you put into work, and you're considering other options. You're considering things like your financial dependence, being able to take care of yourself, going to the next phase of retirement, things like that. So you want to make sure that you're at peace. So a lot of you are, what you may want to do is you may want to make sure you have paper in place, contracts in place. Don't sign anything right now, okay? But you may want to just decide what it is that you want to do. Like I was saying with the first group, put a plan in place as to what it is you want to do, in reference to retirement and contracts and things like that. You do want to get find out what it is that you need to do. Look at these contracts, have someone look them over with you, And then after you understand the contracts, then sit down and think about things for a while. But this time of year with Mercury in retrograde, with Mercury being about communication, and we're talking about contracts are part of communication, it's recommended that you don't sign any major contracts until at least after these energies end. And again, they end at the end of March. So maybe the first week of April, you can start really deciding, okay, which way am I going to go? But this is a good time for you to gather all the information, ask all the questions you have, and then use this time to mull over all that information and decide what you want to do. Now, for those, okay, so now we're moving to the next section. The next section is all about protecting yourself during this time, okay? Like I said, there's a lot of illusions going on if you checked out the video that I did. But this Mercury retrograde is about people are going to be in their mind a lot because the 12th house and Neptune and Mercury are all, okay, Mercury and Neptune are located in the 12th house. The 12th house is all about illusions. It's all about maybe imagination, not seeing things clearly. If you think about the high priestess energy, okay, that's Piscean energy. That's all about your intuition, listening to your intuition. If you think about the hangman energy, that's all about being enlightened or waiting to make a decision until you have all the facts. So you really want to be in hangman energy right now until the first week of April. So in reference to protection, it says, now is a time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there are dissonant notes in the music of your life, all that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again, your life will be filled with beautiful music. So yeah, now's the time for calmness and well-being in spite of the temporary conditions. And this is why this card is here. All right. So you have to, regardless of what's going on, you have to find time to relax your mind. You have to find time to meditate. You have to find time to, and this is why I was saying earlier, sleep. Make sure you're getting the amount of rest that you need. Okay. Because you are an air sign and you process better when you have good night's sleep, especially as an air sign. And nothing brings you more peace and being able to handle decisions and think and be sharp, razor sharp, mentally like you air signs are when you're mentally at peace. And you can't be mentally at peace if you're not getting sleep. All right, so that's one of the protection messages I'm getting here. So even though some of you might be going through some disappointing times right now, what you want to do is, with this energy in particular, you want to be very careful about any decisions you make in reference to reaching out to people, to express how you feel. A lot of you are going through time of where you're feeling a sort of way about people, family members, ex-lovers, things like that. So with the 5 of Cups here and the World card, what I'm getting for you guys is that right now a lot of you are feeling a lot of loss and regret, okay, and grief. Whether you lost someone close to you, family members, friends, you could be thinking about them at this time. Mercury retrograde is in the 12th house. The 12th house is the final resting place for the soul before it transcends to the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. So a lot of you may be thinking about people who passed away right now. Okay, a lot of us are getting memories of those people in our lives, those people who meant something to us. We may have some, excuse me, unresolved conflicts with people who may have passed away, right? So in reference to protecting your spirit from holding that against you so that you don't tear yourself apart about that because you can't reach out to find closure with this person, what you may want to do is go ahead and grieve. Use this time to think about all that, went on. Use this time to reflect on, looking at, okay, maybe I could have did this differently, or maybe I should have did that differently. And it's okay to feel that way. But on the flip side, if you look at it and you feel that there was nothing else that you could have done, then it's okay too. Okay? The point is that you reflect and look back on it. And then what you want to do is, if this is in reference to someone that a loved one that you can't communicate with anymore, you can communicate with them. You just have to learn how to. And so what some of you can do is with the new moon in Pisces, which is I think on the 26th, which is next Sunday, what you can do is you can set intentions. It's always good to set intentions with the new moon. So what you may want to do is just write down how you feel. Write a letter to that person. And late at night, around midnight, step out in your backyard or take a walk around the block of your house and read that letter. First of all, you're going to call in your spirit guides. Call in your spirit guides, call in your ancestors, call in your guardian angels. Ask them to reach out to connect to your loved one and bring your loved one present. And universal law is if you mention that person's name and you ask your spirit guides to bring this person to you, that energy will come to you. They have to come. So they will hear you. They'll be present. You read that letter and then you take it and you burn it. And that will be your way of having closure. For others of you, I have the Chariot in reverse and I have the Six of Wands in reverse here in reference to protection. So for some of you, maybe you're feeling as if maybe you can't move forward in reference to family members. You're feeling as if, you've been unsuccessful, things are just not working out, or maybe you may feel that they are against you or that they are not recognizing, the accolades that you put in. Maybe you're feeling unpopular with your family members at this time. One thing you may want to do is, again, don't act on that. Process that information. Think about why you feel that way. Why is it that you feel that way? Okay? And then what you may want to do is think about what it is that you want to say to this person, how you may want to say it to them, especially if it's family. And then after the first week of April, think about it again. Right? You may want to write it down how you feel. And then go back after the first week of April, after these energies clear, read it again, and then see if you feel the same way. If you do, then go with that if you feel that you want to move forward with it. If you don't, then just tear it up or burn it and let it go. Okay? You don't have to confront your family members if you feel uncomfortable doing that. What you can do is you can set your intentions. Again, the first February 26th is the new moon in Pisces. You can write a letter in reference to how you feel. And especially if it's something where you're saying, I want to reconnect. I want peace. I want us to connect better. I want us to have a better relationship. I want us to move forward, whatever, in the best positive way. And you can put you love the person and then sign your name. And then again, on the first new moon, which is the 26th, the 27th, or the 28th, you can do either of those days. That's the new moon, where you set positive intentions of the things you want to bring into your life. So in reference to this particular situation, what do you want to bring in? I want to bring in more connection, more love, more communication with my family members. And you read that out loud and you call your spirit guides first. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, call your guardian angels. And then, just let them know that, read the letter and then burn it. Okay? Setting positive intentions based on the new moon is going to help you a lot, especially if you can't talk to a person directly. You can write a letter to them, and during the new moon, set your intentions. Okay? So do that. So for others of you, we have the Queen of Cups reversed, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So in reference to protection, some of you want peace because you are at a point where you're not getting the love that you want. You're not attracting the love that you want. Or the relationships that you were in, you weren't treated fairly as far as your emotions are concerned. And some of you are still upset about that. What you're going to have to do during this time and what's going on during this time is you're probably thinking about that. Or that's going to come to mind for you sometime between now and the end of March. And so that is something that you're going to have to think about. You're going to have to look at your situation as, okay, what did I do that I could have done better to avoid this? All right? And then you're just going to have to let it go. Okay? Because you can't change the past. You just only know what you did wrong so that moving forward, you will have a positive relationship with the Ace of Pentacles here. Okay? So what I'm going to also do is get you guys some messages of advice. Let's see. What one we'll use this one here. So what advice do we have for Aquarius for this Mercury retrograde? Excuse me 1 second. I just want to see what timing we're working with. All right. So what messages do we have for Aquarius during this Mercury retrograde? What advice do you have for them? Okay. I have Healer of the Ages. Okay, number 51. So let's see. Healer of the Ages. Okay, Healer of the Ages. So it says, this powerful being brings the force of ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and a powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalize your life force. You may have felt this strong presence recently, or you may just be opening to the wonderful sensations now. So you can call upon this emissary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance, or renewal. Know that at the deepest level, an important healing is taking place. So some of you are definitely, due to this peace, if you're not feeling this now, you may be in the midst of change and conflict. But a lot of you, from what I'm gathering, you are in the midst of this feeling where you're frustrated about the situation. Okay, whether it's your prosperity, your love life, or your family life. Okay, and then reference how to protect your spirit. So what you want to do is the overall energy here is just let go, let go, bring peace to yourself. Do what brings peace to you. Okay. With the Healer of the Ages energy. Oh, hold on a second. I just thought about something that I read with that. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, this is all about healing so that you can be at peace. So these cards definitely go hand in hand here. All right. So you want to take into consideration some of these energies or that I pulled through the cards here so that it will bring you to the point where you're able to heal for those of you who need it, and then you're able to be at peace. Those of you who are already at peace, good for you. Stay that way during these energies. Be careful and try not to, make any major decisions about any major situations until Mercury retrograde ends. All right, Aquarius, that's been your Mercury retrograde reading. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.